Uh, King, how are you?
Hey, you are smiling, you are signing, you are.
Much as we can try to be not to be excited by money, money really excites people, and I think obviously these signings are just a sign to say no. I think we do have money.
Hey, yeah, you do have what?
We do have money. We want to be modest and not try and try to remain humble, but I'd like to believe that we do have money.
I've always said that Pirates can sign any player they want.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of timing. So that's why now you are this arrogant Indiana, PhD is shining. I see you're even glowing these days.
Like I always say, the greatest motivation in life is just money. It's just that we're trying to avoid it so that when we don't have it, we try to motivate you using other elements. But one thing I like, beside the issue of money, the fact that we know how to sign players, the understanding to realize what do we need and what we want, and not just sign for the sake of a publicity stunt, but having that eye of realizing that no, there are things that we've learned according to the experience of last season, bringing it here into the new season. I mean, I'm very excited by the new size, the new signings. As I walk through the streets of football, everyone is so excited. You talk about anytime, whether or you open your TikTok account, Facebook, whatever socials that you open, everyone is talking about Pirates, as if other teams don't exist. And they did sign, but we've realized that. We will not have many leakages coming next season. They've signed a lot of plumbers.
Hey, hey, who are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, for the mere fact that there are no talks, it means that we won't have leakages. We won't lose a lot of water next season. They really, and even when you look into a picture, you can see a plumber by just mere looking.
Let me keep quiet. But talking about signings,
Yeah.
Chiefs have also made great signings. Great signings. I mean, taking players from Pirates. Some players there have won 5 trophies in the last 3 years, and they're now playing for Kaizer Chiefs. What is the message that Chiefs is sending?
I have to shift my mind and my understanding from that of Pirates to Kaizer Chiefs. Remember, we are talking about number two now. Then I have to drop and think like someone who is number nine. I'm thinking as a number nine now. As a number nine, I think they made good signings. Paseka Mako and Monyani, very good signings from Orlando Pirates. And I've seen the other guy. I tried to check his clips, his video clips. A very good signing, though not so much in the mouth of majority of South African fans, because it's not much spoken about. When you talk about Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates, you should not only sign for yourself, but also for the media to make noise and for your fans to be excited. Because now, as you can watch, or we've won the signing battles. Everyone is talking about Pirates as if like your Chiefs did not sign. But again, football is not played through media or social media. It's played on the pitch.
I was about to say that because Madrid made big signings and Madrid won nothing.
Exactly. With that, considering that also, that it might be that of a good signing, but again, we are making noise because these players that Pirates has signed, we know them and they are good players. But with Chiefs, it does not mean that them signing the players that they signed will not give them good results. But good signings, I must say, but less to be spoken about, precisely because your Oswina Police, they wanted him. Sundowns wanted him. Pirates wanted him.
Why did he choose Pirates though? I was thinking about it that I mean Sundowns is the richest. Sundowns buy players with over 50 million all the time. And suddenly we all expecting a police to go to Sundowns and suddenly a police is announced by Orlando Pirates. What happened there?
No, first of all, I don't think it was an issue. I think this was a smart move from his agent, from the people that advised him, because at the end of the day,
Who's the agent?
I don't have the name.
I think we need to start following
Yeah.
agents because in this country,
Yeah.
agents are no more as popular as they used to be.
Yes.
These days, there are deals made, but we don't understand. And talking about agents, I want you to explain this a police thing first, and then we come back to talk
Yeah.
about agents, more especially with the Orlando Pirates signings, that the Kaizer Chiefs signings that came from Orlando Pirates, because I still think there's an agent influence there.
Yes, I'm very much sure that Mamelodi Sundowns gave him a good offer, but he looked at this element that I'm playing for Polokwane City. I'm playing for Bafana Bafana. I need to go into a team that would make me hungry to play football, not only to play football, but a team that can win games. If I go to Mamelodi, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if I go to Mamelodi Sundowns, my game time won't be as regular because there are many players, and it's proven that they are quality players. But if I go again to Mamelodi Sundowns, who's going to know about where I will be playing? Because I won't be playing in a derby. Much as people undermine a derby is a very big match. Is the media going to follow me? No. Am I going to attract sponsors? No. Am I going to play in a fully packed stadium? No. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yes. Am I going to win? Am I going to get better money? Yes. But am I going to be in the spotlight? Spotlight? No. If I collect the whole revenue or the whole amount, where am I going to make money? And the answer says I'm going to make money and more sense at Orlando Pirates because I'll be playing in a fully packed stadium. They like now he is signed at Orlando Pirates. Let me tell you the fame, the level of fame that he has from the day 2 days ago when he signed Orlando Pirates. He is more popular when he played all his entire football at Polokwane City and at
It's
Bafana Bafana.
amazing. And I'm also thinking, in this country, we have never anticipated jersey numbers.
Yeah.
But Pirates this season
Yeah.
has made us look forward to jersey numbers.
Yes, and by the way, it goes without saying that the Orlando Pirates, by those signings, I don't think they'll have over 48 hours of selling their regales,
Yeah.
because people now wants to know where chef's number. They want to know a police number. They are excited. Remember this thing. It raves. It gives excitement to the supporters, and again, it makes.
But no, but they shouldn't come with ugly numbers, man. Who told him to get jersey number 134?
No, they won't. Remember when they made the hundred and something, it was just to celebrate that
No,
100.
that was
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful. But
yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
Mm.
no, even if it's 340.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, they must come with nice numbers. I think anything below 20 for me is the best number in football, because if you're going to have 30 something and we're not having 30 something, Mufukeng wears the number 38, but it's not exciting, that number. You understand? We are more excited at the Mufukeng. But I think what you're mentioning is very important. Like I'm saying, them buying and hyping the fans and stuff, because Orlando Pirates fans now are more excited than Sundowns that has won the league. These signings has made them to be more excited than, like, the Orlando Pirates signing has more magnitude and more significant than Sundowns winning the league. I'm no longer concerned going into the 2025-2026 seasons about crying babies who wants us to say things just because they want them to be said in their own particular way. A baby, they want them to tell you what they want to hear. They want to give them what they want to eat. They can wake up at 1 o'clock midnight in the morning and tell you that they want Danone. So this season, we're
Eh,
not going to nurse feelings. We are going to speak openly and speak our own truth as it is. The excitement of Sipombuli, I mean, everyone is excited to go to the stadiums. All those things will make some sort of profit in a way, or excitement, and it will bring back a lot of money in terms of supporters going to the stadiums, the social medias, the media. As we're talking, Orlando Pirates media was just making an interview with coach. Uh, the pronunciation, by the way, I had
Kimangonje?
uh, Ab Abdeslam.
Oh,
I
you
got
have changed now.
I got it from the real person. Remember, there's what we just look at the name, but I was not so far off, because
What is it?
Abdeslam. Abdeslam.
Abdeslam.
Yeah, forget about the S. I had it from the man himself.
Abdeslam.
Yes, Abdeslam. So the excitement, the media and stuff, and I think what they made it to be more exciting, Orlando Pirates, they made sure that they bring forth first what seems to be the bad news. Because when they introduced the coach, no one knew about the coach. They just thought of Marumo Gallants. But as soon as people start buying data, because when they introduced the coach, people had your 5 rand datas and stuff, and Vodacom made a lot of money after the coach of Orlando Pirates was introduced because people started buying data. Many of the companies, your data companies, they told us that they did not have customers for that month. And people rushed in, starting buying data, paying for their monthly data. And that's when they started Googling this man, that he moved from Africa, Morocco to France. That's where he made his professional contract at the age of 19. They started now understanding that he played for Fulham. Remember, some of us have got a PhD understanding of things. We Google through the mind. When they Google, we are 10 times ahead of time. Already we had known that the Iron Duke, Dr. Ivan Cos, and the whole leadership of the team will never make a mistake on such things. How can a man sabotage himself? How can he sabotage himself and go and find a plumber? You understand? So already now people are learning that this guy is a great coach. And he said that I want a Neuma in an interview with Robert Marawa, that I want a Neoma and Robert, and Sipombuli. And Pirates, in my own understanding, Pirates would never have signed Sipombuli, considering even the off the field matters. But they had this man and said, "We will give you everything at our disposal to make sure that you succeed." And they got him Sipombuli. I mean, all of us, even today, we're still in shock. Sometimes I dream and wake up. I have a picture of Sipombuli after we signed him. It's already there. When I wake up and I feel stressed, yes, and in my bedroom I have a picture of him when they signed him. When I wake up, and because I used to have bad dreams. But now when I wake up, I just look at Sipombuli and I go back to sleep peacefully. So now,
Baba, you have Sipombuli.
yes,
Tito. Really? A police.
Talk about an expensive bench. And by the way, we've signed over 90% of South African players, meaning that we advocate for South African football. And that alone, let me tell you, for those that are slow, it means in every community that these players comes from, where their parents comes from, where their cousins come from, where the people they went to school comes from, all of those players, they will be coming and supporting Orlando Pirates indirectly.
Mbutuma.
What you just said now is like you just put chilies in all
Nduli.
ears. How I feel pity for the commentators. I feel pity for the commentators because I think the TV rights now in terms of football they must increase when Orlando Pirates plays.
Baba, the first match, Orlando. You know what Orlando ihlanya kanjani?
For those that have time, they can just go and buy the whole the season card ticket, which is just a mere 650, because there'll be lots of sold out. We've had the most sold out games already the last season. So imagine this season. It is guaranteed that over 50% of our matches will be sold out. It's going to be worse in Orlando. So, Sipomboli. I'd like to see an Orlando Pirates that would have Tito, Sipombuli, Erlebuhile Mufukeng, Mo Haukota on the bench just for them to take pictures.
Yeah, man.
At an official match, just for them, and in a big match where you'll find your Silepe, Makatleni Makaula, Sipesihle, yes, and all these
There's
players.
other one, Nje, what?
The
Nje Dala, something.
It's no.
It's a little bit. You have so many players, you even forgot their name.
We've got
I can't pronounce it properly.
Yeah, because I don't want my PhD also to be revoked, because you remember my
Yeah.
PhD also relies on the pronunciation. So
What's that name?
this one. Mbutuma, you're talking about Mbutuma.
Mbutuma can
The
mention
other one, the Malawian.
there's got a J.
Abdullah Mariko. He comes from Malawi also.
That one I know, man. Nena na dlala local, man. Okaro dlala le under 20 or something.
Oh, you're talking about Muremi.
Muremi, Pirates is ruling this. Nintenjan, that's the one I'm talking about.
They are all Bafana, but you know what's even more painful is the fact that they are all Bafana players. And you talk about depth. This is going to be, the whole season we should just teach people about depth. We've got an external depth. We've got an extra source depth. I think, if people that are selling food, they should start selling or calling their plate to Orlando Pirates players. I mean, just imagine if you were to sell a plate and say you call it Osunapolis. Who wouldn't buy there? People wouldn't even bother whether there's salt or nothing, whether you know how to cook or nothing. They'll just buy. If you buy, if I go to a restaurant and then they tell me that
I want a Tito.
you imagine, imagine it's a lot of sauce left, right, and center. I wouldn't even want to care. In fact, I'll start by giving them tip before I pay the actual bill.
I want a reliable hill.
Yo, Mufukeng. Imagine it's source of, but honestly speaking,
But don't you think reliable hill is living though? I'm worried.
yeah, if he is okay, but like now you're asking me, I almost answered for. Remember, sometimes I delay myself just to help those that are slow. But let me answer for the PhD holders now. Relebuhile, I don't think he will go. I think people are thinking since Osuna Police is here, he will go. If he has an agent or an advisor who is like Oswina Police, he will think, look at how Relebohile Mofokeng has really contributed into making Orlando Pirates the team that it is now. And by the time that Orlando Pirates looks like a team that will win championships, that it looks like a team that will make history, and then you go at this time, maybe you go to Europe, go to Israel, uh, you know, and then you go there and struggle for game time. Next year, we are playing in the World Cup and you are not even selected. Can you imagine all your hard works and everything that you've worked for? And by the time whereby it's about to dish, you are not there. I think that would be unfair to Relebohile Mofokeng. I mean, any wise person who is at least 10% as smart as we are can really say Mofokeng must stay. If I was to give it, because I know people baratam jolo, if I was to give it in a Mujoli Kali way, I would say that is like being with a broke guy for almost 10 years. And by the time that is about to be full, you drop him. Yeah, I think people understand that very
You
quickly.
can hear the ladies are saying, yeah.
Imagine you were there, man. You even know his shoe size because he couldn't afford, and you were to buy him and make him look like the man he is. And by the time he's now becoming a CEO of his own company, when yo,
What a
imagine
loss.
what a loss. This is what would happen to Relebohile Mofokeng because now he became young player of the season last season or the season prior to this one. And this season he's fighting to be player of the season. By the time he is about to shine, remember when you're surrounded by great players like your Nduli, your Tito, all these players that are signed, your Muremi and every, this is the time whereby everything is so easy for Lebohile Mofokeng. If people think that Rile was talented, he is not talented because he had to shine for the rest. But now he will shine even more better. It is the same thing with Tito Patrick Masonga. I laugh sometimes when I hear these football delinquents who are talking and say, yeah, Tito will be difficult for him not to play and everything. They don't understand. They say an iron sharpens another, meaning now he will shine even better, even more better, because now not everything does not revolve around him. When he starts in and stand on top of the ball, Sipo will join him. Mbata will join him. All those things, Yoshenko and everything. Football is not like tennis or golf. You complement each other. When you're not doing well, someone comes in and carry in the burden. So people think football is like I almost gave another Mjolikali example, and I thought I would offend other people. It's like when you are singing, when you are singing and you just had a bad dream, and when you wake up, that dream becomes so real because there's no one to say, yeah, no, you're just dreaming.
He went. You're kidding.
So football is not like that. It's more like it's a teamwork. When you think you're dreaming, they're like, oh no, it's a dream. It's a dream.
Yeah.
We are
Relax.
but to some of us who are single, you find that you dream. And then you even you dream, you sleepwalk, you even go to the sleep and there's no one to wake you. Just to make them understand that when you bring in, that's why Sundowns, take nothing away from Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns has got a group of talented players. That's why even when when he was pocketed Ribeiro by Mbogazi. He spent over a month without scoring, and people were not talking about it, and they were unconscious about it. Why? Because there are other people to complement him, and it covers the whole thing. If I were to give an example, because we want people to get involved or engaged even in football, even those that don't understand football. When you are successful in your family, make sure that you carry the rest, not only to carry them, but make sure that you empower them, because if you don't empower them, when you go down, everyone does not, there's nowhere to function or to do anything. It is the same thing even in football. The other players are coming there to complement you, so that when you don't do well, you cannot be exposed. You understand? But we've seen potentially people that have got potential or the brain enough to own a mine. They cannot even own a spaza shop. You know why? They lack people to carry them. And
Two
this,
questions
yeah,
I need to ask you.
yeah,
Left back, right back, Orlando Pirates.
yeah.
Are you well resourced there?
Yeah, we've got a player there by the name of Nkosi Konandaba. Nkosi Konandaba. He's coming from Chipa United. What a player. Unfortunately, he's not famous for, he's not so much famous, obviously, coming from, your Richards Bay, by the way. It's not a team that is really watched. He's known locally, he's famous locally. And this is what you need to appreciate by the PhDI at Orlando Pirates of, of sporting, not fame, but of sporting quality. And a lot of people are talking about Basadine. And I know that it will get me into a lot of trouble. I would be happy if Basadine would come and play the left back. But let me tell you,
For who? For Pirates?
yes,
Don't you think he's gonna choose Sundowns?
again, it's two things. He can choose like Oswinapolis to say, am I going to be a part of history making while getting decent money, which is good money, or do I want and still play for Bafana Bafana? Let me tell you, there's Divine Lunga at Mamelodi Sundowns, a seasoned player playing at the Club World Cup. Everyone was, giving him prompts. You talk about Mudiba. He's playing for Bafana Bafana. He's a left back. There's another left back at Sundowns who was playing even in the days of Rolando Mukwena. So having three competitors, but coming to Orlando Pirates, you are guaranteed that you're going to play. And playing for Orlando Pirates, it then also guarantees you play in Bafana Bafana, because already he's playing at Bafana Bafana. So, and
I think on the right side we are fine.
yes, we are well sorted. I mean, Diono van Rooyen, we've got Ndlozi also, we've got Libito, yeah, because it's
But
coming
the left
right.
side you are not,
Yeah, I'm not really, it's not a
because I
like to
mean
like.
Hoto will get tired at some point if you keep on, taking him to the front, taking him to the middle, to the back. At some point he's gonna get tired.
No, this season we've got a lot of depth. The only challenge with Hoto, he won't be going up and down and everything. He'll only play as a left back. Why? Because now we've got depth. That time he used to go and shift and stuff, because we would lack players at sometimes they would get injured, those kind of things. But now you've got two or three players playing at the same position. So Hoto will only play as a left back. By the way, in Hoto's language, there's no tired.
Yeah, no, that
Yes.
guy doesn't get tired.
Yes, his level of testosterone is on another level. And again, but the fear, there's no one who can be injured. He can be injured also. So that would be an element of concern.
Kaizer Chiefs,
Mm.
you're not saying much about their signings, the excitement, you know.
One thing I can tell you about Kaizer Chiefs is the fact that they sign players from all over. When you come from different cultures, different style of play, you need to adjust to it. So now they've got Yoli Lepo coming from your France. They've got different players who don't, for me, whom's football understanding and tactics are different and philosophy. Now they have to implement a Kaizer Chiefs philosophy. That's why you find you now no one understand which football does Kaizer Chiefs play. It's because they are finding players everywhere. Then someone is coming from Stellenbosch, and it's not like they don't have good players, but they are players. There's no certain culture of saying, like, look at Orlando Pirates now. All these players that they picked, they are South African players, and they are Malawi there and there just to beef up the squad. But majority again, they are coming from the development, meaning there's a structure and a system and a level of.
But let's not forget that Kaizer Chiefs has signed 3 former Orlando Pirates players. Now,
Yes.
3.
Yes.
And they already have other former Orlando Pirates.
Mm.
Mart is from Pirates. I can't remember who else.
Mm.
And now it's 5 Orlando Pirates players in their squad.
Yes.
But they have 3 that have played together.
Yes. No, they've done well. They've done well in terms of the new signings. They've done well. Even the other guy, the white one who plays as a number 10 is very deadly. I've watched these videos. He's very deadly. He's very good. My question would be Nabi being able to just make sure that he combines the whole squad and making them deadly. Because one thing that I can tell you that is very profound. In the last 10 years, Kaizer Chiefs has won one league, one cup. And in the last 10 years, after just when they won their last cup before this one, Kaizer Chiefs was winning at least a cup every season. And during that time, Orlando Pirates and other teams would be successful. So meaning, in terms of South African football, you need Kaizer Chiefs to keep balance in the PSL. Now, this season, Kaizer Chiefs has won a league. This last season, has won a cup. And 4 teams has won cups. Meaning when Kaizer Chiefs comes to the party, there is balance. When Kaizer Chiefs is absent rather, there is no balance. So we need Kaizer Chiefs to really make sure that Nabi now there's nothing that
But they struggle to beat Sundowns, which doesn't help for the league. Even if you want to win the league, you're still going to struggle because Sundowns is going to get 6 points from Chiefs.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that we need them not to play like this past 10 years, to go back to the 10 years, because every time they were winning, there was balance in PSL. But now, if we are going to play alone, it means that we'll have to beat Sundowns on our own. And by the way, with the squad that we have, I don't see a Sundowns beating us your 4-1, even if they were to win.
Who's winning the league this season, coming season?
No, that one I think the league will be won by, obviously, between
Sundowns.
Between Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, and I think it would be won at the last minute of the league.
What are you saying?
No, I'm saying between between Sundowns and Pirates, and it will be won. You remember that guy?
PhD.
Yes.
Who's going to win this upcoming season? Who's going to win the league?
You want to put me on the spot? What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is now.
Okay, let me be brave.
Yes.
Sundowns is going to win the league again.
No, you see some are disputing, but to be honest, with
PhD,
yeah,
who's going to win the league this upcoming season, 2025-2026
yeah.
season? Who's going to win the league?
No, let me congratulate Orlando Pirates for winning it. With the kind of quality of players that we have. Remember, we remain humble, but sometimes when we remain humble, people think that we are scared. I think with the signings that Orlando Pirates has done, we can confidently say, I think you were supposed to ask me which team is going to win the CAF Champions League, because I think it's going to be Orlando Pirates.
Hey, I don't know. And then MTN?
MTN is very important. As I was listening to the coach, he said he knows the pressure of coming to this team. Obviously, you have to win something. Remember, we broke a record of winning 3 MTN Cups 3 times in a row. So meaning he's got no other option, because he comes with even a far better squad than that of Rivero. So he needs to win the MTN.
Who are you betting in the final?
I think I would like to trap those. Let me see what can I have for.
Who are you betting in the final?
I wish to trap those noisy neighbors of mine.
Your noisy neighbors is Kaizer Chiefs, and Kaizer Chiefs is not in the MTN.
No, they are.
How so?
No, Kaizer Chiefs. You see the Bible says.
I thought earlier on when we were talking off air, you said your noisy neighbors is Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes.
Have you changed?
No, I
Chiefs are not in
changed.
the top 8.
I haven't changed.
They're not in the top 8.
You know,
How do you trap somebody that's not competing?
let me tell you.
We're not you are obsessed with Kaizer Chiefs.
Let me tell you about Kaizer Chiefs.
Chiefs is not there, Baba.
Let me tell you about Kaizer Chiefs. Something that people don't understand. Kaizer Chiefs has more faith than even that is spoken about in the Bible in Hebrews 11. Kaizer Chiefs, they believe that they're going to win the MTN 8 without them being part of the MTN 8. Yes. So every team that I will be trapping, it will be Kaizer Chiefs. Remember, it doesn't matter who I'll be playing in the final. That team will be mostly supported by Kaizer Chiefs than that particular team. So I'll be trapping Kaizer Chiefs in the final of the MTN 8. They will be there. Because remember, the Bible says, I know you don't read the Bible. It says in in Hebrews 11 that faith is the substance and the evidence of things that will happen. The substance, even if you are not there, you are there. So Kaizer Chiefs will be there. Remember, they were supporting even a Pyramid without them being there in the CAF Champions League. But Kaizer Chiefs was talking more than Sundowns and Pirates. So we will beat them in the final. Mm. And I wish they can come together with Sundowns so that I clash those two heads. Yeah, but
Don't forget that Sundowns is still limping from that loss from the Club World Cup. So when they come back, yo, they'll be hungry, eh?
no, not you see that one of the Club World Cup is nothing. What is something is what Pirates has done. What they are going, no, that one, their intention was to take pictures there. They are not bothered. They're not. It's just you who are overhyping them and say they are not limping. That they don't have a stress. I see now. If you check their players on Instagram, they are showing us pictures at the US. So Sundowns does not have a stress. They played very well. They were not even hoping to get into the last 16. And by the way,
So meaning Ronaldo Shanya because never support. Is that what you're saying?
not everyone who comes to a funeral is coming to cry. Some are coming to eat food. So don't think that when you see a lot of people, even in a wedding, there are people who've attended wedding without them knowing whether they are attending a wedding or birthday or what. So they were excited by going where? To the US and stuff and everything. And if ever they make it to the last 16, it would have been good. But they are excited that they played well against Dortmund. They even won a match. I think for me, Sundowns should be proud of themselves. They've done extremely well. There's no need for them to be too hard on themselves. But the course there is done. I think the stress, to be honest, in fact, I no longer qualify to think on such matters. I know. Remember, I'm the only person who qualifies to go into people's offices without being invited. And I went there in Clocop office. They've got a stress about Orlando Pirates signings.
Yo, Siwelele.
Siwelele Somerset. One of the
Siwelele is back.
yes, Bloemfontein is going to be very nice. I'm just happy for. I don't know if I should be happy for Botha or what, but I'm happy for Botha because now he looked like that person in the Bible who does not have a home, who's just going. Pulukwane, you see him, but now at least his team, Brabota, is back. And the people of Bloemfontein loves football, and I think it is good for football. This was a missing link in terms of football. We all know that majority of the fans in South Africa, they love Bloemfontein Celtics. Whether you support Celtics or otherwise, you have to have their t-shirt. And congratulations for them to be back. I wish their name can be brought as Siwelile Samasen.
Yeah, because I was saying to somebody that this is so funny because they bought the SuperSport United status, meaning Celtic can boast that they've got 3 league titles. So Celtic has got 3 league titles. Chiefs has got 4. Pirates has got 4. Sundowns has got 8 plus. I can't even remember. So Celtic has got 3 trophies.
Yeah. Success, unfortunately, is not like a flu where you can get contaminated by sneezing. Unfortunately, they don't have those cups. Those cups belongs to SuperSport.
But SuperSport is Siwelele.
No, it has changed. If you sold your house, you will pass. They might even close the gate to you and say, it used to be your house. It's no longer your house.
But the fact is, history tells us that they have 3 cups.
So
Leagues.
SuperSport.
I think it's 14 cups in total. So they're going to combine those two or what? What's going to happen?
No, we can just make them excited, and and just say it belongs to them if they want to be happy about that. But those are not their cups. But anyway, it's very disappointing and very hurtful to see a team like SuperSport going down, a team that has won the league 3 times in a row. And I think they were the first team in PSL era to win the league 3 times in a row. Having to see such a team going down, I remember I was talking to some of high profile or well respected SuperSport fans. I told them, I said, sometimes this thing they don't understand. When we say we've got PhD in this thing, we understand. I said to them, I said, your team will go down. And I even said, what's going to be the downfall of SuperSport? Is because SuperSport belongs to a company. It doesn't belong to the people. A football team that is not like a shop. A football team, that's why you see your Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates, they always remain like your Bloemfontein Celtics. Even when they are out, people want it back. Swallows, people will fight until Moroka Swallows is back. Why? Because a team, that's why they are called, fans are called supporters. If you make sure that you take your team to the supporters will own that team, and they will make sure that they own that team, whether it becomes dead or otherwise. Even if you can put anyone at Pirates, Pirates will be supported. So the problem with teams like SuperSport, their downfall is they did not give the team to the fans. They were supposed to. You can even buy fans if you have to. Mobilize for fans. That's why SuperSport will be gone and no one will miss them because they don't have fans.
Another threat for Orlando Pirates,
Yeah.
Siwelele.
A threat for any other team, a strong team. Pella, remember, you guys are speaking as if we are the only teams that are playing here in PSL. Pirates is not the only team. Why should they be a threat to only Orlando Pirates?
Okay, sorry.
What about you?
So, okay. It's so funny, ne? There is excitement about Siwelele being back,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And I see Sundowns fans also celebrating Siwelele being back.
Yeah.
And then my question is, who's got more fans between Siwelele and Sundowns?
It's definitely Suwelele Samaselese. It's them. If you were to look at it, because I'd like to believe that even if they don't have more fans than Sundowns, but they've got the fastest in terms of getting fans. Now, Suwelele, by this season alone, they would have gained or gathered a lot of fans. Sundowns, I think they do have a lot of fans, Sundowns, but they they belong to a particular section. Like they isolate themselves.
Who's got more fans between Siwelele and Sundowns?
It's eish, those ones, man. It's Sundowns, man. I don't like them, but it's Sundowns. It's Sundowns.
PhD, who's got more fans between Sundowns and Siwelele?
Or Sundowns. Oh yeah, you are reminding me. Now it makes sense. Or Suwelele has got more fans at the stadium. Sundowns has got more fans on social media. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Or Sundowns is the most supported team. Yes, now makes sense. Yeah, because I was confusing that. Remember, Suwelele Samasel, they attend games, they sing. So I'm looking at it from where? From the stadium. At the stadium, Suwelele has more supporters. On social media, Sundowns has got more supporters.
Which teams have got more fans in this country? Top 5 teams have got more fans.
Uh, Everywhere, whether even those that
Top
are
5
at the
PSL
most.
teams with more fans.
You'll make me to be biased now, because I'll get to the point where I explain Orlando Pirates has got more fans,
Which top 5 teams have got more fans in the PSL?
and then Kaizer Chiefs, the Mamelodi Sundowns, Siwelele Samasele. Because Swallows is no longer there. Yeah. Amaveshonko, Amazulu, Amazulu. Yes, Amazulu. Those are the top 5. Because even the majority of Orlando Pirates fans that we have, Amazulu. Amazulu is a strong team. And by the way, Arthur Zwan is doing an incredible job. And because these people who talk too much, who are criticizing him, are not saying anything. And by the way, let me take this opportunity to say, Athazwan, you've done a very, very good job. And people are quiet. They are eating humble pies. They are not entertaining what they were saying about you. And when it's time to eat, they will act like they were friends. They were not his friends. They
Gayton McKenzie, his son is owning Siwelele.
his son.
Did they say that?
Yes.
Is it?
Recently bought?
Ne?
Yes. Yeah, I think for the love of football, let's not politicize this. At the end of the day, Bloemfontein Celtics will be professionally run as long as they can meet their tax requirements. We don't want what we've seen with Mamkize. You know, I think it's a very good thing for football, and I just hope he's got the finances enough to run the team, because a football team is very difficult. If you want to realize how expensive it is to run a football team, uh, just buy 10 chickens and feed them for a day. You will realize, no, not the human beings, chicken. Feed chickens and go and say, I want to feed this chicken for a day. You will realize how expensive. So football team, you have to fly. There are distances where sometimes they must be happy that Cape Town City is normal, but Stellenbosch, they will have to fly. That's a flight. Some people even speak good English, they spend a lifetime without taking a flight in their lives. Why? Not because they don't want to fly, Baba. Not because they don't want to fly. They want to fly. They only see a flight. Baba.
And PhD flies all over.
No, that's a life.
And PhD flies.
No, that's a lifestyle. It's like eating bread to some of us.
PhD, it was nice talking to you. Any last words?
No, my last word would be to all football fans: let's take care of each other. Let's protect each other. There's no need to be violence. We want football to be exciting. We want people to be safe. When you are excited, be excited. By excited, grand. Don't uskanwela hlong. If
Yabona, when you're talking about nice
Yeah.
messages like that, just hold the mic and keep saying those messages.
All right. Yeah. So to my football fanatics, let's respect each other. Let's not drink. Let's drink. Let's drink. Let's drink. Let's drink. Let's drink. But age important to check that there's a Uskano fella 18. Respect that age number. But again, beside women and children, drinking, renwela mohlong, let's brothers and sisters, and let's stay halal, because as we are eating halal food there with